Hi guys, this is Leela. Welcome to my channel Leela WebDev. So we have successfully completed the React router concept. Now it's time for us to move on to the next concept, that is styling of the React apps. How we can style the React apps, or otherwise how we can write the CSS in the React apps. Let's try to have a discussion on this one. So there are 5 ways, actually not 5 ways, there are three ways how we can write the CSS in the React apps. I will try to discuss one by one. So now, we are learning about the styling in React. Now, what I want to tell you is, I will try to take a simple application, to-do application or something like this, and I will explain the concept, how we can write the CSS, different types of styling of the React apps, and the advantages or disadvantages or pros and cons of styling options. So let's try to see it. So for this one, what I will do is, I will go to the command prompt. So to create the project, so let's move on to the command prompt. And here I will create npm create white @latest. So this is the command. I am creating a white project, and here it will ask you some couple of questions, right? The project name and what is the framework you want to use it. So these are all the couple of questions it will ask. So let's try to answer all the questions. So it will take some time. Let it take. So it is asking you the Vite project. So here I will be writing React styling. So this is the so here I will be writing React styling. Okay. Now let's try to press enter. So it will ask you the same framework. I am selecting the React, and the variant which I want to use it is the JavaScript, and that's it. So it has been created, and let's go to the project React-styling. Okay. And I will do the npm install. Let it do it. So here in this npm install, it will install all the dependencies that are required. That is nothing but React and all those things. It will install whatever the dependencies that are available in the package.json file. So those all the dependencies it will be installing. So let it install this one. It will take some couple of seconds depending on the internet connection that you are having. So it has been finished. Now let's open this one in our Visual Studio Code. So here it will be opening in the Visual Studio Code. Okay, and here I will be writing npm run dev. So that's it. So here I have opened the project in the Visual Studio Code, the React styling app, and here I'm in the next tab I am opening the Chrome browser. So fine. So let's try to write the first one. So we have completed the setting up of our React application. So you can use the create React app, but we have used the Vite project. So fine. So now we are trying to develop the to-do list application. Simple. So this is, I am not writing anything about logic or anything. Just I want to style the React components. How we can style the React components in different ways. Let's try to see it. So first one, what I am trying to do is, so first method, how we can style the React components is with inline styling. So now you are familiar with the basic HTML. So if I try to tell you, you are familiar with the basic HTML, and you also know that it is possible to add your CSS online. So that is all. This is similar in React also. So we can add an inline styles to any React component we want to render. These styles are written as attributes and are passed to the element. Let's style the parts of our component using inline styles. For example, let's say that, let's go to our what I want to say is, in the source you will be having the app.jsx file. So here I will remove this all app.jsx code. Okay, I am trying to write our own. So here I will remove this entire thing. Okay, and here I will be having a simple div, and in this one we will create, okay, so we will create a new component. Let's say add to JSX file. Okay, so we have created, let's in the app.js file. So we don't want these all the things. I am not targeting these all the things. So let's remove this one all, and app.css also will not target. So let's try to make it as a simple, and index.css also I am removing the entire CSS. There will be no CSS available present in this one. So app.jsx. So here we will be having a simple div. Okay, and in this one we will write the add to do. Or otherwise, first in the add to do we will create a component export default function add to do, and in this one we will return div Leela. So this is our first component, and in our app.jsx I want to call this component. So fine, so we have called this component and we are able to see the output also. So now the first one what we need to do is in our app.jsx, so which we will be having this one, right? What I want to say is app.js. so for this one we need to write the css. So for this one how we can write it is the first one, so it's a style, you can write style like this, and everything whatever you are trying to write it here braces you need to write. I will explain you these all the things. So here I will be writing min height of 200 pixel, okay, and comma margin of 30 pixel comma auto, and the another one which we can do is so box sizing, we can have a box sizing, it should be a border box, okay, fine. And here background color, I want to use the background color, okay, it should be light blue or anything light coral, okay. And padding, I want to give the padding of around 10 pixel, that's it. So this is our simple example which I am trying to write it. So like this we can write the css in button. So here in this one what I would be trying to write it, let's go to the add to do. In this add to do, so here we are having this div, right? So I want to make it center. So here I can write something like style display flex, display flex. So I am writing completely through the inline css only, and the flex direction it should be column, okay. So this is the first one, so we have implemented this one. So in this one I need to have an h2, I will implement the h2, okay, and h2 I will be writing simple to do. So for this one I want to make it center, okay. Let's go to the styling. So here you will be writing like this, and the padding it should be 10 pixel comma 20 pixel, and the text align I will be using the center, okay. And here I will be writing the color as white, that's it. So now we have implemented a to do. So to do we are able to see at the center. Now h2 is completed. Now here I will be creating a simple div, and in this div what I want to do is I will try to take a label, okay. So here I will write what needs to be done. So just I will write some message for this one, okay. And after this label, so we have closed this div, right? So I will open this div again another div I will open. I will have a simple form, okay. So don't think React router form, so just simple form. So here I am not concentrating any logic or anything, so just we will be concentrating on the CSS and the HTML only. So here I forgot to explain you these all concepts, so that is the reason I am explaining you this one, the styling of this React. So this is our simple component. Now what I want to do here, I want to make this one as center. So here take this div, and here I can write the style. So for this label, for this div I am writing the style again display flex. So this is the trivial, so basic thing. So basic thing as a basic thing I am writing. Slowly we will improve this one. Justify content to the center, and also here align items, align items to the center. You can also use like single quotes also for the key name also, not only for the key value. And for the label, so it has become center, right? And for the label also I want to write the CSS style is equal to, and here I can write something like padding 10 pixel comma 20 pixel. So just I am trying to text align center, I will make it as a text align center. So now it is center, so label is centered, fine. Now let's go on to the form thing, and for the form div I will be writing the same style. So here I will be using the same display flex I will be using, and here I will write justify content center, okay. So this is the basic thing I am writing, align items center, okay. So that's it. So we have written the code for this one also. So this is in the code above. Now if you try to see here the code, we have added inline styles to the HTML elements in the add to do. So now this I want to explain you some things, but you should make note of this one. First, there are two curly braces. For the style, if you are able to see, there are two curly brackets. What we are rendering is written in the JSX. and for pure JavaScript expressions to be used in JSX, they have to be included in the curly braces. So that is the main thing. For a pure JavaScript expressions, if you are writing the code in a JSX at the starting of this React course only, we have discussed about this one. They should be included in the curly brackets. The first curly bracket injects the JavaScript into the JSX. The second curly braces creates an object literal. So the styles are passed as an object literals to the content. So this is all completely as an object. The next thing to note is that the properties are separated by a comma. So here the CSS properties, everything are separated by a comma. This is because that we are passing as an object. Because it is a JavaScript attribute, the attributes are written in camel case and are not separated by a dash. So here when you are trying to use this flex direction and all the things, so these are in the camel case, not separated by a dash. So now if you try to see this code also, we have just added a few properties to the elements we style. However, imagine if we want to add more and more styles to the element, this is where the inline method breaks down because it will not look clean. So that is the main thing. There is a way around this. So we can create object literals and pass them to the elements also. I will try to explain you that one in the next video. So this is the basic thing which we will be writing the CSS in the React. So this one is nothing but styling the React components using inline styling. So whenever you want to try to write the inline styling means, so here you can write it. The pros and the cons of this one is, so now whenever you are trying to write it, so you will be going on writing this one. So tomorrow if you are having what I can say is more and more CSS is there means, then you cannot able to write this one. This one doesn't look very clean. So this is the major thing. So now this is first way how we can style the React components. So what I will do is I will commit this entire code in our new branch, that is create new branch video -116. Okay, so this is the basic thing. Slowly we will migrate to the advanced one. So not advanced one, further concepts you'll learn it. So here inline styling. Okay, that's it. So let's commit this entire code, publish this branch. So if you want to refer this code or anything means, the GitHub repository URL is provided in the description below. You can take a look at that one. And if you have any doubts or any suggestions, please post the comments below to this video. And if you like this video, please do support me by subscribing to my channel. Thank you. Hi guys, this is Leela. Welcome to my channel Leela WebDev. So here we have written the styles in our React component using the inline styling. So that means we have created a single curly braces. So curly brackets which denotes writing of JavaScript inside the JSX, and here simply we have created a object, style object. So that is nothing but, so this is how we will be writing the styles in the React thing. So this looks clean. So this is where the inline method breaks down because it will look clean. Now there is also another way around this working. We can also create object variables and pass them to the elements. So how we can create this one? So we will create a style object variable. We create the same way we create a JavaScript object. This object is then passed to the style attribute of the element we want to style. So instead of adding the styles inline directly, as we did in our previous example like this, so we just pass the object variable as which I will show you now. So here, for example, let's say that here we are having these all the style objects, right? So let's say that I will copy this style object, this entire object, and I will create a variable, something like constant container is equal to, constant container is equal to like this, and we'll have another one, something like constant header, and here I can directly add the container. Fine, right? And this one I will take here and I will add constant header is equal to, I will paste it here, and we can make use of this header directly. Header, I can write the header, and the other one is the label container. Okay, so this is one is the label container, right? So here I will copy this one, constant label container is equal to, I will paste it this one and semicolon, and I can use this label container directly, and this one is our label. So I can copy this one and I can write here constant label is equal to, like this I will copy, and here we can add our label here like this, and this one is nothing but what I can say is form container. We can take it as a form container, and I will add it here, constant form container. Okay, and I will add it here. That's it. So now I can use this in the place of here form container. That's it. Now the same thing we have achieved it here. So in this code depot we have created around 5 or 6 variable object variables, like 5 I think, 1 2 3 4 5, yeah, 5 object variables we have created. And now what we have did it, we passed these variables to the element instead of typing them directly. So that is the main thing. If you look at the object properties, like the camel cases will be converted into dash separated CSS attribute during compilation. So for example, let's say that if you try to see here to do, if I want to mention this to do in the inspect element, so this one will be automatically converted. Let's try to, yeah, here flex direction. So here we have added this one as in camel case, but this one will be automatically converted into a dash separated thing CSS attribute during compilation. So that is one thing you need to understand. Now another thing what I want to tell you is, it is also possible to pass a variable as a value to a property. For example, let's say that here we are having 10 pixel comma 20 pixel, right? So here I can create another variable, something like constant spacing is equal to, I will paste it like this, and you can pass this variable as a value to an object property. And here also they are using same thing, right? So you can also use the spacing. Now this also works the same way, so there is no. So in many JavaScript environments or something like that, so creating a global object variable, for example, let's say that here we are having a object variables defined to this component only. Sometimes what people will try to do is, if you want to use these all the styles and all the things in every component means, so you will try to create these all the things in a global style way, global object variables. So this creates a bad practice. This is a bad practice, but it's fine in React, not a problem. But files are not visible to other files unless imported. We can create as many object variables even with the same name without the conflict. So how we can do it is, so if you want to share the styles across many React components, means this stays same styles, so we will create a separate file and we will import that file into our component whichever it will having. So now I will try to show you how we can share it between the components. For example, let's say that, so here what I will try to do, so like this we can do it. So the style objects and the components do not have to be in the same file. So here the component and the style objects do not have to be in the same file. We can create a separate .js file for our styles, export these styles and then import them into the components where we want to use them. Doing this like this makes the style reusable across multiple components. Let's do this one for this component. Let's create a file, separate JS file, that is styles.js. So here I will be creating a file, something like styles.js file, and I will copy and I will add these all the styles from add to do, and I will paste it here in our styles.js file. Okay, so here I have pasted styles.js file. So now what I want to do is, so here in this code, so we can export each style object individually, which will also mean importing them individually. So this might get tedious if there are many styles objects in the file. So here what I can say is, creating an object that contains all styles only makes sense. This object is exported and imported once to the component where it will be used. Let's do that for now. So here what I will do is, so I am exporting here, export constant styles is equal to, so however you want you can do it. I am trying to show you. So here container I want to export it, the container I can give it. So now the name and the key property and the value is same, right? So I can mention it like this, ES6 syntax. And here I am importing the header, label container and the label and also the form container. Okay, so these are the styles which I am trying to get imported. Now here we have imported, we have exported it, right? So let's try to import this one in our here component. So here how we can import it, import from styles, right? Styles file. Yeah, this is a styles file, and what I need to import, that is nothing but styles. Now wherever we are trying to use this one, so we need to like this, styles dot container, styles dot header, styles dot label container, and styles dot label and styles dot form container. That's it. Now then also we are able to see the same output. So this is one thing. So in this add to do, we will import the styles object, This object is often used to style components for our React app, and it is used just like any other JavaScript object. So that is main thing. So now considering the pros and cons of this inline styling and all those things, the thing to take home from this is that styles can be used and reused in multiple components. The styles just need to be imported and added to the style attribute. So that is main thing. And of course there are situations where you should not use inline styling, and that's where our next two methods come in. I will try to explain you. So the pros of this one is using inline style can help you quickly prototype your interface. And the cons for this one or disadvantage for this one is the styles declaration can quickly get messy and disorganized with inline styling. Additionally, inline styling does not encourage the dry principle, that is means do not repeat yourself principle. Using inline styling is not suitable for large projects with a lot of code. So these are the disadvantages of this inline styling. Now we will try to see about the other types how we can use it in our React components, the CSS thing. Hope you understood about this inline styling, how we can use it in different ways. I will commit this code in our new branch, that is video-117. Whoever may be having doubts, or if you want to refer this code, so you can go to my GitHub repository URL and you can clone this code. The repository URL is provided in the description below, so you can have a look at this one. So here inline styles. Let's commit this code and publish this branch. So that's it guys about this inline styling. In the next video you will see about the another method how we can implement the styling in the components. Hope you understood about this concept. If you have any doubts or any suggestions, please post the comments below to this video. And if you like this video, please do support me by subscribing to my channel. Thank you. Hi guys, this is Leela. Welcome to my channel Leela WebDev. In the previous video we have seen how to use these inline styles in our React components we have seen, and also how we can reuse these inline styles by sharing across the React components also we have seen by creating a separate JS file and moving all the style objects into a separate file. Now in this video we will try to learn about the another way of writing the styles in the React JS, that is using the styled components. So the name itself implies the styles can be written in with the component names. So here I don't want to go much deeper into the styled components. So why? Because so for example, let's say that if you try to open the style components website, so there is a separate package available for the style components. If I try to write styled components, so you will be able to have a separate page, so the separate package, that is style components. So this default by it will not be available by default in the React JS. So you need to install this package. So this is the CSS for the component H. So if you want to learn more about the style components, so you can have a like this, or otherwise if you want me to do a dedicated video for this one, or otherwise we will do a dedicated course also. It's not a problem. Now here what I will do is we will go little bit briefly about the style components, the way how we can write this code. So with this style, what is the usage of this style components? So now you may be having a doubt. So what is the usage of the style components? So with this style components, you can write the CSS in the JavaScript notation. Okay. So that is the main thing. So by using this one, you can write the CSS in the JS while building the custom components in the React JS. So that is the main thing. And the advantages of this one. So why we need to use the CSS in our thing is, so here you can use all the features of the CSS like media queries, pseudo selectors, nesting and more in the JavaScript. Previously in the inline style you cannot able to write this one, right? But whereas in the style components you can use this media query, pseudo selector, nesting and all those things. And also you may be getting doubt that why we need to use the style components. So here automatic vendor prefixing is the thing. Prefix means you can use the standard CSS properties and style components will add vendor prefixes should they be needed. And also unique class names. Style components are independent of each other and you do not have to worry about their names because the library handles that for you. And the elimination of the dead styles. Style components remove the unused styles even if they are declared in your code. So duplicate styles can be declared and many more are there, which I don't want to go further. So I told you, right, media queries and all those things. So fine, how we can write this style components? I will try to explain you. Before that, what we need to do is we need to install this styled components. So for that the command is npm install --save. So I am using it as a dependency, not a dev dependency. Styled components. Okay, styled components. So like this we will install it. So it will take some time to install. So by the time what we can do is, so this is about the styled components. If you try to see the documentation and all those things, you'll be able to see. So styled components uses the ES6 template literals to style the components. So it will use the template literal concept, backtick will be there, right? So it will use it like this. Using that one, the mapping between components and styles is removed. This means that when you are defining your styles, you are actually creating a normal React component that has your styles attached to it. Now here it has been installed. So let's try to rerun it. So in order to create this one, so what we need to do, so we have installed it, right? So now we need to import this style from the style component. So here let's say that you are having this styles.js, right? So I will remove this all the export and I will try to export it directly. And here we need to import styled from styled components. Okay, so now this is the package which needs to be imported. So now, so we have imported this package in our thing. Now let's try to write it. So here spacing and all those things, okay, leave it. So container is there, right? So for implementing this container, let's copy this one. Okay, so here you need to mention styled dot div. Okay, so this is the div, and backtick operator you need to use it, and here in between this one, so we will be writing like this, and display flex. So normal CSS, how you will be writing, we will be writing like that only. So here flex direction, and I can use an hyphen direction column, so there is no need to provide this single quotes, or otherwise the CSS will not work. And here we can export this one. Okay, and if you want to use this one, $off spacing also you can use it, not a problem. And here I can use something like styled dot div and backtick operator, and here you can use something like $off spacing. Okay, and semicolon, and let's go to the here, and text align, it should be something like text align, and you should remove this single quote also. Okay, and this should be like this, and color of white, and single quotes also should be removed. Okay, and here we need to remove this one, and backtick semicolon, that's it, finish. Header also we have defined it. In the same scenario for this one also, you need to mention styled dot div backtick space enter, and you need to remove this flex thing. Okay, semicolon, justify content, and this one should be small, and center. So let's try to have a center like this, and align items. Okay, align item center. Okay, and here I can add a backtick, that's it. So these are all the things which we are trying to implement it. So let's implement this styled dot div backtick, and here also I will go here backtick and semicolon, and here also styled dot div backtick, and here also I will remove the semicolon, and here also backtick like this. Now in this one, what we need to do, so here it should be $off spacing. Okay, it is a variable. Okay, and the text align, it should be something like this. So normal CSS, how you will be writing the CSS in the same scenario, you can write the CSS. Here we have used the object notation, right? So that is the reason we are reframing these all the things. Display flex, and here also I am doing like this, justify content, and this center also we will remove it, and here align items. Okay, and here also I can remove this, oh sorry. Okay, so let's try to see. Yeah, so these are all the things. Now here I will export these all the containers so that we can use it directly there. So export, and here also export, and here also I will try to export it. So we have exported this all the data. Okay, so this is how we will be writing the styled components. Now if you try to observe carefully, so we have exported, and we are using the style.div display flex and flex direction column, and here also header we are using it like this, and here we are using it like this, right? So in this way, this is the way how we will be writing the CSS. In the next video, what we will try to do is we will try to use this all the CSS in our add-to-do.jsx file. How we can import these all things and how we can implement this one in order to make these styles work. We will try to do it. So this is how we will be writing the styles code. So style.div, these all the things we'll be writing it like this. What I will do is I will commit this entire code in our new branch, that is video-118, video-118, okay, and styled components, right? That's it. So now whoever wants to refer this code, means the GitHub repository URL is provided in the description below, so you can take a look at this one. And if you have any doubts or any suggestions, please post the comments below to this video. And if you like this video, please do support me by subscribing to my channel. Thank you. Hi guys, this is Leela. Welcome to my channel Leela WebDev. So in the previous video, we have written the syntax of these styled components. We have installed the styled components, and also we have written the syntax of the styled components. Now in this video, we will try to see how we can use the styled components. Now if you see here, we are not able to see any output, right? So this is the style components and all those things we have written in the styles.js file. And how we can use this one is in the add to do function. Okay, in this add to do React component, let's remove this import. Now right now we are having the style components, right? So here I can, so I told you, right, these are all styled components. So that means this variable name and all those things should be used as a components, not as a attributes. Now here I need to change it to container. So I need to change it to container, and this container should be imported from the styles. And here the closing also, the container should be like this, container. And here we are having the h2 and this h2 header. So what we need to do, so here you can write it something like this one is the div, right? This is in h2, okay? So styles.h2, and here if you try to go here, this h2, you need to rename this one as header, and this one is also should be written as header, okay? And this one is our style, and here I can write it as a label container, okay? And here also we need to write it as a label container, okay? And here we are having the label, right? So this one should be imported, and here we have written label as a div, but this one should be as a label. And here you need to write something like label, and here also it should be imported label, okay? And here also the form container, label container, yeah. And here also it is having the form container. Let's try to remove this form container, yes. And here you will be having form container, it should be imported from here. And this one also we need to write it as a form container, okay? Now label container also we need to import it. Let's import this label container, and the label also we need to import. I think hopefully everything works fine, I am thinking. And header also needs to be imported. Let's try to see whether we can see the output or not. Now if you refresh this page, now we are able to see this output. Then we are able to get this output. Now if you try to see here, inspect element, and if you see this output, and here you will be able to see something like, you will be able to see h2, we got a h2, and something like sc hyphen, these all the things it has been added. And for this one hv, hl, vs, jq, and for this one the css has been applied. In the above code, if you try to see, we created a component that can be used the same as a React, as any React component. However, notice that we are using pure CSS in a JavaScript file. So like this we are using it. Now the styled component we created and replaced the HTML tags with the defined component style tags. The styled component is used as any other HTML element. The only difference is that it comes with its own predefined styles. So like this you will be having. So this is the main thing about the styles thing. So now if you try to see here, this one is automatically we have added it. So here like this you will be able to get added. So this is how we will be using the styled components in this one. Now as I already told you, right, so we can also use the media container. So here we are writing the style components like this. We can also use the media queries. For example, let's say that h2 is there, right? So here if you want to write something like the media query means @media, okay, max width of 700 pixel, and I want to make it as in color red, okay, color red. You can write it directly like this. And if you try to see here, the red color has been applied. And if I try to increase this one, see white and red color it is trying to change. So this one is achieved only through the style components and through the media queries. Okay, so this is how we will be writing the styled components in this one. So now you, and also you need to understand, remember that styled components will not come by default in the React.js app. It should be installed as an npm package, and you will be able to see after installation in the package.json the style components has been added here. At the time of this recording, the version of this one is 6.1.1, and after installing this one, so you need to import the styled from the styled components, and we need to write the code like this here. So this is how we will be using, and whatever the variable names you are trying to create it here, automatically those things should be used as a component name, not as an attributes. So you should use directly as a component name. You can also implement directly as a global styles also, is not a problem. So you can also implement these all the styles as a global thing also, it's not a problem. So now for more information about the style components and all those things, so you are, as I already told you, so there is a separate dedicated website or package thing about this one. So if you want to learn more about this one, you can go to the styled components and you can learn more about this one. So if you want a complete course on this one, means please let me know in the comments. I will take a look at that one. So that's it guys about the style components. And we have also seen that responsive nature also we can able to achieve it using the styled components. So finally, before closing this one, what I want to discuss with you is about the advantages and disadvantages of the styled components. So what are the advantages of this one? Styled components dynamically style your elements in whichever way you deem fit. Okay, so in whichever way you want, you can use this dynamically style your elements. They encourage the dry principle with great patterns for organizing your code. And style components have compatibility with a wide range of frameworks and libraries. So this is the main thing. They are also great for developing and maintaining the design systems. So this is main advantage. So it has a great compatibility with a very wide variety range of frameworks and the libraries. So you can use the style components as you like. So now the disadvantages of the styled components. So where we can find the disadvantages is style components come with a large computing overhead when converting declarations to plain CSS. This can affect the performance of your application. The style components also require time to get familiar with the syntax and the procedures. So that is the reason. So the style cons is nothing more is there. For why? Because here whatever you are trying to write the code, the style, these all the syntax and all those things. So for compiling purpose and all those things, it can affect your performance. So that is one of the reason. Style components we will be not using. So most probably we will be using the third way of using this styling in React. I will tell you about that one. That is nothing but the CSS modules. So this is one of the thing, it will affect the performance. So for converting into a plain CSS, it may take some time. And also the syntax and all those things are also little bit different when compared to a normal CSS. So you should be familiar with this one. So it may take some little time for that one to get familiar and hands-on experience. If you want to get it, means style components, it will take some little bit of time. So apart from that one, so everything is okay, so you can use it. So these are the things which I want to discuss you with the style components. In the next video, we will jump back to our another way of using this React component styling, that is CSS modules. So what I will try to do is I will commit this entire code in a new branch video-119, and here styled components. Okay, so I am committing this one. So whoever wants to refer this code or anything, if you have any doubts, means so your GitHub repository URL is provided in the description below, so you can have it, take a look at that one. And if you have any doubts or any suggestions, please post the comments below to this video. And if you like this video, please do support me by subscribing to my channel. Thank you. Hi guys, this is Leela. Welcome to my channel Leela WebDev. Hi guys, this is Leela. Welcome to my channel Leela WebDev. So we have seen the different ways of writing the CSS styles in the React components you have seen. Now we will try to see the last important method, that is styling the React components using CSS modules. So what is this CSS module? A CSS module is a CSS file in which all the class names and the animation names are scoped locally by default. So that is the main thing. So take note of these words which I am trying to tell you, scoped locally. So let's break down this one a little bit. CSS class names and the animations name are scoped globally by default. So normally by default CSS class names and these all the animations and everything are scoped globally. So this can lead to the conflict, especially in the large style sheets, because one style can override the another. So to overcome this type of problem, CSS module solves this one. CSS classes are available within the component where they are used actually. Now the thing, another one which I want to tell you is CSS module. How now you may be asking me that CSS module, how the CSS module actually works. CSS module basically, what can I say is, it's a CSS file that is compiled. When it is compiled, it produces two types of outputs. One is CSS, a modified version of the input with the renamed classes names. The other is a JavaScript object that maps the original CSS name with the renamed. I will try to show you a simple CSS class for a module for a simple error message. Now for example, let's say that we are having a CSS file. Let's say I am creating a main.module.css. So we need to give it as a module. This is our CSS. Now whenever you write an error hyphen message, okay, so this is the CSS which we will be trying to write it, color red, and I will give you this is the message I want to show. Now when this one is compiled, it will, the compiled CSS will be produced in such a way that error hyphen message hyphen jhys or something like this you will be having, and the same color red will be compiled. So this is the compiled code. Okay, here I am trying to write, this is the compiled code. Okay, this is our compiled code. Now how these all the things will be added. The added zhys is just a sample key which I am trying to write it. I have added it myself. That is used to uniquely identify this class. As said earlier, it produces JavaScript object. Now the JavaScript object will be matched in such a way that here the error message will be matched to the error hyphen message hyphen zhys, like this it will be mapped. So here the JavaScript object will be created in which it will be mapped like this. So let's try to see the example. For example, in our code we are having these all the things, right? So let's try to take this container, okay, and here I will be writing dot container, and in this container we will be writing the padding. Oh sorry, let's copy these all the things, display flex and flex direction column, okay, and I can I can have it like this directly. And another one which I will be having is the header. Okay, let's try to take it, and here I will be having dot header, and in this one I will be copying this all the things, and we can remove this all the code which is not necessary. And here if you try to see, I can keep it as 10 pixel comma 20 pixel. That's it. Now header is also done, and another one is the label container. Okay, let's try to take this label container, and I will paste this label container here, and this is a class. Okay, and I will copy this entire thing, and here also I will do like this, and here let's remove this one. Now fine, label container is also done, and the another one is the label. Let's try to copy this entire thing, and I am copying this all the entire normal CSS. This is normally CSS which I am trying to write it, and here you can remove this all the code, and here also you can remove and you can close it. And this one should be 10 pixel comma 20 pixel, 10 pixel comma 20 pixel. Now styles.js, if I go form container, you are having this form container. Okay, let's try to do this one, dot form container, and here also I will remove this entire thing, and here I can write it like this. That's it. So now this is our simple CSS which we are trying to write it. Now here what I want to do is, let's see the output for this one. So here let's go to this add to do.jsx, and here we can remove this one. Okay, and here we need to import the main module. So here import styles from main.module.css. so this is the file which we need to import, and here there is no need to use this one. Div class is equal to, here we need to use in such a way that styles.container. Okay, styles.container. container. You can use it directly like this, and if you try to see here, this is the container we are having it, right? And this is the container I am doing. And this header also you can remove it. Class is equal to styles.header. Okay, styles.header. And this one we need to convert it into h2. And this is our label container. Div class name is equal to, here also we need to rename it to class name. It's not a class. In React we need to have class name because it will be overriding, the conflict will come with the JavaScript class result keyword, because of the result keyword. Styles dot header container, header is completed, and this one is a label container. I think this is the only name which I have kept it. I copied it, pasted it, right? Label container. Okay, and here this is our label. Okay, label class name is equal to styles.label, styles.label, and this one is also we need to change it to label, and this one is, you can have it like this. And the last one is div class name is equal to styles.form container, right? So this is the form container which we have implemented. Now if I try to refresh this page, so now you should be able to see the same output. I think it's not running. Okay, npm run dev. So let it run. Now if I try to run this one, let's see. I think the output will come here. Okay, and if we see the same output for this one, we should be able to see the output. Let it write. We got some error. Okay, we need to close the div, and here also we need to close the div. Okay, I think hopefully everything works fine. Let's refresh this page, and now we are able to see the same output. Let's try to inspect element here. If I do the inspect element, and here if you see the output for this one, so this is our header, and see, if you try to see 127wv_6, so you will be able to see some unique ID has been added here, and here you will be able to see dot header underscore like this. So like this, so this, there will be no overriding of the styles. Now if you want to use it in another React component, so then it will, you can use it without any problem. And you are having some other CSS style sheet with the same container means, so these two classes or these two styles will not be overridden. So that is the main thing. So now what I want to tell you is, before closing of the CSS modules thing, the advantages and disadvantages of this one. Remember, the main purpose of the CSS modules is to make CSS class locally scoped and avoid conflicts in the naming. Here are some of the advantages and disadvantages of using these CSS modules. CSS modules can easily integrate with the CSS or SCSS style engine. SAS and CSS can it be easily integratable. They generate unique class names that are, they generate the unique class names that are in order to avoid the conflict names and have inbuilt support in the React. CSS modules also fix the global scope issues for CSS declarations. And the cons for this one or disadvantages for this one is, referencing class names with the CSS modules can be confusing most of the times. So these are the advantages and the disadvantages of the CSS modules. Hope you understood about the CSS modules also. These are the different ways how we can style the React apps using the CSS. Hope you understood about this one. What I will do is, I will commit this entire code in a new branch, that is video-120. So we have reached 120 on this React series, and I will commit this entire code, that is nothing but CSS modules. Okay, and I will commit this entire code. Whoever wants to refer this code means, the GitHub repository URL is provided in the description below of this video, so you can have a look at that one. And if you have any doubts or any suggestions, please post the comments below to this video. And if you like this video, please do support me by subscribing to my channel. Thank you.